Hey everyone, it's Gentry. Just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving the channel recently. Pretty much all the videos I've been uploading have been for my Learn to Yo-Yo series, which is a series catered for people who are new to yo-yoing and want to get into it. I'm uploading a new how-to video every weekday on my YouTube channel. So if you guys do want to start learning and get a yo-yo to practice with while following the series, the yo-yos I recommend are on my website, gentrystein.com. I'll put a link right up here as well as in the description so you guys can go check that out. And for those of you who are already involved in yo-yoing, I've been getting a ton of requests to do a more advanced trick, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to be sharing one of my personal tricks. This is a trick I recently just did in my US Nationals and Worlds winning freestyle, so keep in mind it is a pretty difficult trick. If it seems too advanced for you guys, still stick around. I think it'll be interesting for you guys to see how a more advanced trick is broken down. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to grab my shutter wide angle and let's learn my wrist mount tight elbow. So you guys might recognize this trick as the first combo I did from Nationals and Worlds. And if the trick looks a little bit intimidating, don't worry. I'll break down each step and you'll see that it's actually quite a bit more straightforward than it looks. Now keep in mind, guys, the whole combo is super long, so this is just going to be a tutorial for part 1. But if you guys want to see a tutorial for part 2, let's get this video to 800 likes. And from there, let's get started with the trick. The way we're going to start the trick is by throwing a trapeze. And then what we're going to want to do is wrap our string around our hand. And the way we do that is by putting our thumb over the top of the string and continuing that motion until we wrap our hand all the way around and keep it on our thumb there, and we'll create that chopstick mount right there. Once you have the string wrapped around your hand in this chopstick formation, the next step is going to be to pop the yo-yo off the string over your opposite pointer finger. So the way you're going to do that is actually, as the yo-yo's popping, you're going to curl this pointer finger. So check this out. As the yo-yo's popping off, you're going to curl the finger, and at the same time as you're curling, you're going to bring that finger under the yo-yo and meet it up at the top here, which will stop the yo-yo right here before it falls more. So the way that's going to look is just like this. And as you're doing that, what you actually want to do is bring this throw hand over, keep the chopstick formation here, bring the thumb around the front of the string, and invert your hand just like this. So you still have the chopstick formation there, but it's pointed toward you. And then you're gonna land the yo-yo inside that chopstick formation there. So it's really important that you keep the string at the end of your thumb, that way you can keep it tight here. So once you bring it to here, you can actually land it here. When you do that all together, it's gonna look like this. But before you do that, you wanna make sure that you know exactly how to do each of these steps. And if you skip any part of it, the trick's not gonna work. So once you get to this point, the yo-yo's landed in the chopstick here, you're gonna keep your thumb pointed toward yourself, and you're actually gonna bring this string right down next to your arm with your opposite hand and meet the yo-yo right here. So the string's out here, and you're gonna bring this opposite pointer finger around your thumb and bring the string right to the yo-yo, and the yo-yo is gonna go right on the back string there. Once we have the yo-yo here, all we're gonna do is bring our hand back the opposite way of where it came from, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna reject the yo-yo off the string out to our throw hand side. So this string that's coming under the yo-yo there, we're actually gonna push it under the yo-yo. It's gonna reject off as we pop the yo-yo out. So the way that's gonna look is just like this. And as the yo-yo is coming back toward our opposite side, we're gonna land it right on this string and bring our opposite pointer finger under the yo-yo to here. At that point, you're just in a regular wrist mount with your opposite pointer finger inside it, and then you're gonna push your finger against those two strings of the wrist mount and pop the yo-yo straight up. While you're popping the yo-yo up, make sure to put your opposite thumb right on this back string and pull it out, so that way you don't accidentally hit the string and mess up the trick. So altogether, that's gonna look like this. Now after you pop the yo-yo up like that, you're gonna be left in a regular wrist mount, and all you're gonna do is underpass. So that opposite pointer finger is going to go under the yo-yo. The yo-yo is going to land right on this string. Hey guys, just a quick interruption here. I hope you're enjoying learning the trick so far. I just wanted to remind you I'm still offering my online private yo-yo coaching lessons for all skill levels, whether you're a newer player that's looking to just get some tips on tricks, or you've already been yo-yoing for a while and you just want to take your skills to the next level. Check out the link in the description for a private lesson. Underpass, so that opposite pointer finger is going to go under the yo-yo. The yo-yo is going to land right on this string. And then you're just left in a regular wrist mount. So from that point, what you're going to do is put your opposite thumb in this little triangle here and push it back into the string, which will leave you with this string going between your two thumbs here. Now both your thumbs should be pointing up at this point, and then you're going to pop the yo-yo right up and land it into the string. So you pop it up in between all of this there, and then you land it in between your thumbs in the middle of that string. From there, you're just going to drop the string off your opposite thumb, and then you'll notice that your hand is making this little U shape here. So what you want to do is, with that same thumb that you just dropped the string off of, pluck the string over from the top and pull it toward your opposite side. And you want to do all of that while not letting the string drop off any part of the mount. Then, in a similar way that you rejected the yo-yo off before, you're going to pop the yo-yo out to your throw hand side, letting this bottom string go under the yo-yo and reject off, and come back into this string right here, coming around your opposite pointer finger, and bring that under the yo-yo with the yo-yo going into the string. And then you'll be in what looks kind of like a wrist mount, but with the string making this little X in the middle here. Now once we're in that mount, we want to make sure the string is still crossed, it's coming off our thumb, and we're going to pop the yo-yo up into the string coming from our throw hand middle finger. So we pop the yo-yo straight up into that string. That part's just really to keep the flow of the trick going. And then we're going to underpass with our opposite pointer finger. So bring the yo-yo over. And then we're going to grab this string coming down from the wrist mount by curling our finger and underpassing one more time, bringing the yo-yo onto that string. From that point, you're going to pop the yo-yo back over your opposite pointer finger, and as you're doing that, curl your finger to avoid hitting this front string with that pointer finger, and then once you pass that string, straighten that finger out so you're right back in this mount. Then you're going to bring this string coming around your throw hand thumb, around the yo-yo, and drop that off the throw hand thumb. Then what you do is underpass with your opposite thumb. So bring this thumb over to the string coming around your throw hand and underpass with your opposite thumb. From that point, you're going to do an underpass with your throw hand thumb. So you want to bring that thumb around the yo-yo, taking that string off the yo-yo and leaving you back in a regular wrist mount. There's a lot of small steps going on there, but we're more than halfway done with the trick. So from that point, we're going to bring the yo-yo over that opposite pointer finger and double on in the wrist mount. And then what we're going to do is pop the yo-yo up, and this is the same element that's in Spirit Bomb. So if you guys know that trick, that'll help out. But we're going to pop the yo-yo up into this top string, cross our throw hand over to our opposite side, and at the same time cross our opposite hand over our throw hand to our throw hand side, like that. So one more time, it's going to look just like this. Then what we're going to do is pop the yo-yo up in front of this top string, and as the yo-yo is popping, we're going to insert our thumb right into there. So that's going to look like that. Again, we're going to insert our thumb right into here so we can open that up, and we're going to land right on this string. It's going to look just like this. It's pretty tricky to get that landing down, but once you can get it, you're going to pop the yo-yo in between your thumb and throw hand pointer finger, and you want to do this in kind of like a circular motion, a half circle. So instead of popping straight up like that, you want to pop over in a half circle, landing on the front and back string together. From there, you're going to pop the yo-yo out to your opposite side, and then separate the strings here. The strings will automatically separate when you pop the yo-yo off, and then you're going to bring the yo-yo back in to this top string. So that top string's actually going to go to the back, and you'll be left in this mount here. From there, what you're going to do is pop the yo-yo off over your opposite pointer finger and curl this string again, just like we've been doing in the other elements of the trick. And as we do that, we want to do kind of a 3D motion. So you can practice this without the yo-yo popping off the string. And you curl that finger and bring that string around in a full circle. So then you can go back into this top string, bringing the string over from the opposite side, bringing the yo-yo into the string, so you're back in a wrist mount. From there, what you're going to do is bring that opposite pointer finger into this string closest to you, coming from the top of the wrist mount, the part of the triangle. And then you're going to pop the yo-yo up between everything and land right on this string. So make sure the yo-yo is popping behind the string coming from your throw hand middle finger, and then landing on that string. From here, we're ready for the last slack. So the way we're going to do that is slide the string over to our throw hand pointer finger, And then we want to curl this string coming off our middle finger on our throw hand with our pinky and ring finger. So those fingers should be right in between these two strings, and you just want to curl that to get it out of the way. So curl it and grab that string, pull it back toward your palm. And then from here we want to insert our other two fingers on our opposite hand, so our middle finger and our ring finger, and we're going to flip our hand this way and pinch it here. So you want to curl that string with those fingers and pinch it with your thumb. Once you pinch it there, you want to drop the string off your throw hand pointer finger and let this top string drop over the front of the yo-yo. And you'll be left with this slack right here. You want to make sure not to pull your hands back and forth and let that slack catch up on the inside. But if you can leave the yo-yo here in control, you're going to bring that slack around so that way this string here goes to your throw hand side of the yo-yo. And then what you're going to do is pop the yo-yo over your throw hand, bring that throw hand under to your opposite side, just like that. To get out of this triangle, just pop the yo-yo off to the front, and you're good to go. Make sure not to skip any of the steps of the trick. You'll notice the trick has a lot of small movements and flourishes that might seem kind of silly at first, but as you're doing them, it kind of creates what makes this trick special in my opinion. So what's cool about this trick is as you're doing it, you can kind of change the way that you present it pretty easily because there's so many small different landings that happen. So like with this first element, you can do it fast and in one fluid motion. You can adjust where your hand positioning is, maybe pop it up extra high and then let the yo-yo drop down as you're bringing this opposite hand down. And there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of mess with it and tweak it, but I designed this trick to have a strong rhythm, so that way when you're doing it to music and trying to choreograph it, it really flows together seamlessly. So I'm going to throw a metronome on here at about 115 beats per minute, and you guys will see kind of what I'm talking about with the trick being designed with a little bit of rhythm, and then I'll show some examples of how you can kind of adjust the presentation of the trick but still keep it on beat. So let's get this metronome going. 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you can see, I was going along with each beat there, but like I was saying, you can kind of change the way you present it, but still keep it on beat because you have the freedom of kind of pausing slightly and adjusting the rhythm of it a little bit because there's so many small landings, and because you noticed if when you're learning that the yo-yo is popping off the string and you're pinching and curling the string in so many areas, and the string has these little pops, like especially when you're in this little part, it has this little pop up here. The reason I put that in there is to keep the rhythm of the trick. So like let's say we didn't do that part, right? We didn't do that little pop up, then the trick wouldn't look right. You wouldn't be able to stay on beat really. You'd have to change direction all of a sudden without the yo-yo flowing and staying on beat. So let's give a quick example of what it would look like if you're adjusting the presentation, changing the timing of the positioning, and then still staying on beat with it. Check this out. 5, 6, 7, 8. You guys get the idea, so once you get this trick down, mess around with it a little bit, throw some tunes on, have some fun with it, and switch up the presentation of how you perform it. But anyways guys, that's going to wrap up the tutorial for part 1 of my wrist mount tech combo. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to see a tutorial for part 2, let's get this video to 800 likes. Drop a comment down below and let me know how you guys enjoyed learning this trick, and I'll see you guys